SBC Media.
Welcome to the iGaming Daily Podcast, analysing the news from the betting and gaming industry all over the globe, supported by Optimove, the #1 CRM marketing solution for the iGaming market.
Alegría es so brasileira. Happiness is only for the Brazilian, but they are for sure ready to share some of the spark with the gaming industry in just under a week when we all meet in Rio de Janeiro for the inaugural SBC Summit Rio at the Windsor Convention and Expo Center. I'm Fernando Noodt, business journalist for SBC Noticias and your host for today's episode of the iGaming Daily Podcast, and I will guide you through this preview session together with SBC Noticias editor Lucía Gando. How are you, Lu, today?
Hello, Fer. I'm very good. I'm happy Rio is just around the corner, so yeah, happy to be here as well.
Yeah, time flies. I can't believe it. We're almost there. And of course, we have our very own local guide, business journalist for SBC Noticias Brasil, Isadora Marcante. How are you today, Isa?
I'm good, Fer and Lu. Thank you so much for having me in this episode. It's really exciting that we're just like a few days away from Rio. I cannot wait to be there. Rio is amazing. It's beautiful. It's going to be hot. Beautiful beaches as well. So I'm really happy to be there and to be part of this inaugural SBC Summit Rio, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, probably I should pack my sunscreen first thing, right? No,
yeah.
Before my undies and my shirts and everything, it's like sunscreen first because I'm definitely going to hit the beach.
Yes, definitely. I'm
really looking forward to it. Yeah. But yeah, we'll be just across the street. The beach which will be just across the street from the Windsor Barra Hotel and the Convention and Expo Center, where the event is going to take place with 3,000 delegates, including 900 operators, 100 speakers, 150 exhibitors, and all together in a massive venue by Barra da Tijuca. I hope I pronounced that right. In Rio de Janeiro. So before we jump into discussing what the event is going to be like and what do we think we are going to see in Rio, let me bring up the great sponsor this iGaming Daily Podcast has, which is Optimove, the #1 CRM marketing solution for the iGaming market. 56% of the AGR Power 50 personalized players experiences with Optimove. And as a special offer, Optimove are offering new clients a free first month, when they buy Optimove. Free first month when you buy Optimove, so that's a pretty big deal. For more information and claim the free month, go to optimove.com/SBC. Links will also be left in the podcast episode description for all of this. So thank you, Optimove, for sponsoring the iGaming Daily Podcast. And now let's discuss what I was going to say, 3,000 delegates. I measure struggle with pronouncing the th sound like twice, like 3,000. Oh, I can deal with it. But yeah, a lot of people basically going to Rio. And what do you guys now I can't say other sounds other than the th sound, apparently. But what do you guys think about the event and the amount of people that are going to be there?
Well, in my experience first as the organizer of SBC Summit Latin America in Miami, the first one which took place in 2021, it's going to be a huge difference from that. Rio promises to be one of our major events. Brazil has a lot of interest around the industry, the global industry, so it sounds very cool. The Miami event obviously pushed the SBC brand in Latin America, so Rio was a logical step after that. But as the LATAM event keeps growing, we see that Brazil is going to show its own personality, and they both will boost each other. So we are very happy. It's going to be a lot of people. a lot of regional people, Brazilian people especially. So it's going to be a very focused event for SBC to take the lead, to be the first event in Brazil since the regulation. It's going to leave a super big impact in the market.
Yeah, and you mentioned the regulation. There's a lot of stuff going on in Brazil right now with the regulation. We are waiting for the portarias for this to get everything straight before the proper launch of the industry. And we always say our hashtag, it's wait and see, right? And there's no better place to wait and see than SBC Summit Rio, because we will be together with people that know their stuff there. A lot, of course, of Brazilian operators, Brazilian providers, Brazilian payment companies, Brazilian regulators themselves. That will be there. And so if you are waiting and seeing what will happen in Brazil, you will probably need to talk to these people, right, Isa?
Yes, definitely. We will have the most expert people there at the event, including national and international people, national and international companies. Everybody's just talking about Rio all the time. Like, no matter where you go, like which event you're going to, or which country you are there, like for any event, people are talking about Rio, SBC Summit Rio, SBC events. And what are the next steps for the regulatory market here in Brazil? Like you said, Fer, you're still waiting for the portarias. Apparently, from March onwards, they will start opening the registration process for the companies to apply for a license here in Brazil. So it's just like in less than a week. So it will be like exactly at the time SBC Summit Rio will be happening. So you will, like the listeners and everybody who goes there to the SBC Summit Rio will be able to be there face to face with these people, including regulators and people from state lotteries and federal lotteries will be there as well to talk to you guys and explain everything that is happening here in Brazil, which is very, very exciting. So yeah, we cannot wait to be there and see firsthand what the news are.
And I can't think of a more iconic location than Rio, right? Have you been to Rio, Isa, as a Brazilian? I imagine you have.
Oh, yes, but you're not going to believe that I have been only once when SBC sent me there to have a look around the place and to make sure that we're going to get the right place to do this event. So, but the moment I stepped out of the airplane and I jumped in the taxi, I could see why people fall in love with Rio. It's just beautiful. I hope I can see more this time and enjoy a bit more. But it's just like you just fall in love immediately as you see the nature and the sky and the sea and the mountains and everything. It's just so perfect. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
so if you, yeah.
Sorry. No, a city in the jungle with a beach, like you can wish for something better.
Yeah, Lu have been there more times than I did.
I love Rio. And Brazil in general. It's lovely.
What do you like the most about Rio, Lu?
Well, the city, I really love, like, it's super different from Buenos Aires, where I am right now. So, the weather, the happiness, the Brazilian culture, the fruits I can eat, the beach, and just the city being in the middle of a jungle, it's amazing for me. Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful city. And so, Isa, you went there to check the location. So if you guys don't like the venue, which will probably not happen, you will love the venue, you know who to blame. That is Isadora Marcante, of course. But before we jump into the specifics of the event, we'll do a very, very brief ad break, and we'll be right back to let you guys know what the whole event is about.
Brazil, a global economic powerhouse, deeply passionate about sports, and now home to one of the hottest markets in gaming. And we're giving it the full SBC treatment. Join industry leaders, market experts, and all the major players in the country for 3 days of content, exhibition, and epic networking at the first ever SBC Summit Rio.
And we're back. Only a few days to go to Rio. Let's remember the date is going to be 5th, 6th, and 7th of March next week. That's Tuesday to Thursday at the Windsor Barra Hotel in Rio, more specifically in the Windsor Convention and Expo Center, a massive venue with 3 different levels. There will be the exhibition actually will be in 2 levels, and then there will be another networking area and meeting spaces in the other level. So massive venue for the first ever SBC Summit Rio next week. And I can't believe it's already next week. So let's just dive into what the event is going to be all about, because we have a lot of things going on. There's parties, there's the exhibition, of course, networking all around. And to begin with, we have the poker tournament hosted by WA Technology on March 5th. That's invite only, so you better check if you have received an invitation or get in touch with the guys at the company to check for that. That's a really cool thing to begin with. To begin the event, it will be at the Windsor Barra Hotel at noon on the first day, on Tuesday, the 5th. And then from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., you all guys can get to the Convention and Expo Center and already start registering for the event. You know, sometimes in these big events, all these lines and in the registration takes its time. So you might want to go and go to the Windsor Convention and Expo Center and get registered already during that afternoon. And of course, what we like the most and what will be probably one of the best parts of the event is the parties. Of course, we have the pre-reg and opening party sponsored by Pay for Fun at 7 p.m. It will last to 1 a.m. at Ilha Itanyanga. Is that right? How was my pronunciation, Isa?
It was really good, actually.
It was really good. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you live Rio de Janeiro speaking fluent Portuguese.
Yeah. I can't wait to try my Portuguese there, or my Portuñol, like we like to say, a mix of Spanish and Portuguese. But yeah, amazing setting this island, and really the place to be on the opening night of the event. You don't want to be anywhere else than Ilha Itanyanga. And then next March 6th, that is Wednesday, of course, the event, the proper event begins, and floor opens at 10 a.m. and conferences kick off at 10:30 a.m. We have a lot of activities going on. Of course, like in all of our events, you can do networking all around and visit the companies that are exhibiting. Like I said before, we have over 150 exhibitors for this event. And at 1 p.m., you can enjoy SBC Reseña FSC, which is a meetup for sports teams, which has been organized by George Harborn, our director of SBC sponsorship. We'll have teams meeting up, of course, Atlético Mineiro, Flamengo, Sao Paulo, and more. And after or during the meetup, also a live recording of the Behind the Badge podcast. George Harbon and myself will be together with Arnaldo Garcia, who is Director G Marketing y Negocios, which is marketing and business for Coritiba Football Club. And at 3 p.m., you can also enjoy a drink reception sponsored by Wastan at their booth, and a great opportunity, of course, for networking. And then at 8 p.m., another party, of course. You can't have too many parties, right? At the Museu do Amanhã, the official SBC Summit Rio party, a very iconic location at 8 p.m. I feel like I was looking at the Museu do Amanhã pictures. You should look it up. I feel like it was like it's probably Rio's own Sydney Opera, right? It has like that vibe. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that vibe, a bit. Come on, throw me a bone here. I mean, it's like by the sea, and it's all that white building, like all. I don't know. I think it's going to be a great opportunity to do networking, to have fun, of course, because
you.
yeah, I'm sure it will be. You better trust me. But yeah, at 8 p.m., Museu do Amanhã, you look it up, you'll see I'm right. And then on the conference side, big shout out to our conference team for putting together an amazing agenda. There will be 2 tracks on day 1 of the conference, which is March 6th again. The leadership track on room 1 and the marketing and affiliation on room 2. I can't believe we're having major football star Ser Roberto to do the opening keynote, an opening keynote on high performance strategy. Former footballer and Betson brand ambassador Ser Roberto. You might remember him from, for example, Bayern Munich. He also played 2 World Cups, 98 and 2006. So unfortunately, he's not a world champion, but he's an amazing, a proper football legend. So that should start by 10:40 on room 1. So that's a big keynote for the day 1. And right after at 11:10, an all-star lineup for SBC leaders Brave New World in Brazil, moderated by Valdir Marques, Director of Regulatory Affairs of WA Technology. He will be together with Andre Gelfi, Livia Trois, Felipe Fraga, and Marcos Savia. So major lineup there. And also, we were talking about regulation, how important this is, at 3:40 p.m., moderated by Thiago Gomez, together with Jose Francisco Mansur, our good friend Martin Litzka, Rafael Marchetti, and Luis Felipe Maya, a panel on regulation. And we also have our very own Isadora Marcante moderating a panel on day 1, Isa.
Yes, I'll be in room 2. I will be moderating a session for the track marketing and affiliation. So it's a very nice session, actually, because we talk about chat-based tools, strategies for deeper connections, which is really good because in Brazil, especially, like the majority of the companies use WhatsApp to communicate with customers and with users. So I think it's a great thing to discuss, like how to improve connections with users of sports betting and online game sites, how to be able to deliver a better customer support for them through WhatsApp, and to, like the title of the session says, to create deeper connections with the clients. It will be amazing. I'll be moderating this panel, and I'll be joined by the speakers Carlos Sanchez, who is the CEO of Tipster Chat, and Beatriz Melgues, I believe that I'm saying her name right, who is the head of marketing of InPlayBet. So it will be a very interesting conversation because we now know that 96% of Brazilians use the app as their primary method of communication, which is very different from the other countries around the globe. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. The session will be at 4:20 until 5 p.m. Not 7.
That's great. That will be on room 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, room 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so if you want to see Isa and this amazing conversation, go to room 2 at what time again, Isa?
At 4:20 until 5.
Okay, perfect. And then on day 2, we'll have the very popular already breakfast for women in gaming, this time in Brazil, of course, in the VIP networking lounge sponsored by OpenBet. This is a very popular gathering in all of our events. Lou, you have been to a few of them. What do you think about this gathering specifically for women? And I have to ask you because, of course, I couldn't be in any of those since I am not, in fact, a woman.
Well, everyone is invited though, but it's important to have this sector for women to connect with each other, to know what are we doing in the business, and just have more participation and recognition in what we do in the industry. So it's super cool. These breakfasts are very popular right now. So we are happy that it's been working and people request more of them. So yeah, it'd be a pleasure to have you all guys in Rio for another edition of this breakfast.
Amazing. That's at 10 a.m. on March 7th at the VIP networking lounge sponsored by OpenBet. And right after at 10:30 a.m., there's a major, or at least a panel that I actually find it very interesting, which is the keynote Ask Me Anything Lottery Edition, moderated by Ludovico Calvi, president for GLMS. And he will be together with Hasenclever Lopez Cansado, president of the Loteria do Rio de Janeiro, and Yuri Castro, who is specialist in regulation for lotteries and betting. So that's a big keynote there at room 1 at 10:30 a.m. on the final day of the event. At 4, we have the happy hour sponsored by OpenBet, also at the VIP networking lounge. That's 4 to 5 p.m. And it's, of course, never too early for a happy hour, especially if you're European visiting Rio, right? It's like 4 p.m. in Rio is 7 in the UK. So why not? Right? Happy hour. And then the closing party, of course, at Camarote Praia at 8 p.m. through 2 a.m. So we'll have a blast there and enjoy all that had passed in the SBC Summit Rio, the first ever in Barra da Tijuca. So you don't want to miss the event. I can't wait to see you all there next week. And that's it for today's episode of the iGaming Daily Podcast. Thank you so much, Lou, Isa, Anaya, McDonald, our producer for today. I'm Fernando Noodt, and I'll see you all together in SBC Summit Rio next week. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to today's iGaming Daily Podcast, supported by Optimove, the #1 CRM marketing solution for the iGaming market. If you want to find out more about some of the subjects raised today, feel free to explore any of the sites in the SBC News Network or check out the latest edition of the SBC Leaders magazine. Happy reading.